Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Erica here, and this is Everything Lux, the place where we are creating, inspiring, and living luxury lives. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And then of course, if you're an OG and you've been here for a while, welcome back. It's good to have you. And guys, don't forget to press that bell icon so that you guys never forget anytime that I post. So today we're going to be talking all about herbs, and I'm so excited because this is a part of my everyday life that I've really and truly been exploring, and I'm just ready to dive right into it and share it with you guys. Alright guys, so before we get into herbs, I just want to put a little bit of a disclaimer. I am not an expert, but I am experienced. And what I will say is, with any herbs that you're going to go ahead and use, or any herbs that you're going to introduce into your life or your body, it's really important for you to research those herbs first. You want to make sure that you're doing your research, finding out as much as you can, and also finding out if you're allergic to anything. There are certain herb combinations that can actually hinder you if you're allergic, so it's very important for you to do your research. Alright, let's get into the video. So herbs are plants with savory or aromatic properties. They can also be used for flavoring, garnishing, medicine, anything that has to do with the human body. Definitely. So basically, they're natural things that we can use from the earth for just about everything. There are two different types of the plants or herbs that can be used. We usually have two types. There's one that is like a root herb, which is something like this one here. Something that's more along the root aspects, something like this. Or we have the parts of the plants that's more of the leaf aspects, which is more something like this here. Now the difference between the two is actually that the root portion of the plant or the herb can actually be boiled in water. Like let's say that you're creating a tea. You want to be able to boil this in the water at the same time, because it's going to be unlocking the properties of the plant and dispersing whatever nutrients, whether it's vitamins, into the water as you drink. And then you would just use like a cauldron or a strainer to strain it off. Whereas the leaves, because this property is so fragile, the leaf portion of the plant would actually need to be steeped. So these are the things, just like if you have a natural tea and you have a natural tea steeper, you would just pack the leaves into that natural tea steeper, close it up, and then let that sit in the water, and you can take that out and put that and use that as your tea. So what are some of the things that I purposely use herbs for? I use herbs for holistic health, for combating things like colds. There's so many herbs that you can use for your moods, different mood swings, different things that you're going through, depression, anxiety, anything like that you can definitely use herbs for. And when I was going through my detox process, I took to Instagram, and if you guys are not following me on Instagram, what are you waiting for? So I took to Instagram and I was sharing a little bit about my process, and then I also recently jumped on there and asked you guys if you guys have any questions about the herb process. So we're gonna get into these questions. So one of the questions that I received from Instagram was, what herbs can we use for vaginal health? Being a woman, vaginal health is so important, and for me, as far as like when I was younger, I actually had really bad menstrual cramps. It got to the point where when I went to the physician, my physician was actually telling me that I was having like pregnancy symptoms during my period. So I would get the morning sickness, I would get hot flashes and heating of the body, get really bad cramps to the point where like one time I actually passed out. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I started realizing the food that I was eating was actually affecting my body. And then on top of that, that there were herbs that I could use to actually naturally heal my body. So one of the herbs that I first got into and has been a staple in my life is the red raspberry leaf. The red raspberry leaf is one of those teas that you would actually want to use a tea steeper for. So I usually just take the leaves and I would just, after I boil the water, pour them into the water and close it up and steep it, or using a tea steeper, packing it in, closing it up, and then steeping it in the hot water. But literally, red raspberry leaves are perfect for anything that has to deal with the woman overall health. It's used for toning of the uterus and the woman's reproductive system. It could be used for periods, cramps, anything menstrual. It could be used for cleansing of the vaginal reproductive system. Researchers have also said that it's really good for anemia, because of the fact that women have a menstrual system, we're always losing nutrients from out of our bodies. So this herb itself ends up helping to put nutrients back into our bodies. It's high in iron, magnesium, you name it, it has it. When you get into the early part of your pregnancy, it's really good for things like morning sickness. And then when you get into the postpartum aspects, it's really good for aiding in breast milk reproduction, so helping you to continue to have your breast milk flowing, as well as toning your uterus and your female reproductive system to help you in healing. So if I have to say anything, like, red raspberry leaves are like my #1 go-to for anything female reproductive. The second question that we actually have from our Instagram is, where can I get these herbs? I know sometimes it's really hard for us to find a source in which we trust. So for me, I started off going to a place in New York City called Integral Yoga. They have, not only do they have a natural food store, but they also have a herb store as well as a yoga practice there. So I would go there literally for everything that has to do with well-being and well-body. I get my herbs from there, and then not only that, I had started purchasing online from a place called Frontier Co-op, which is an amazing source. They allow you to buy your herbs in bulk, and then they also have a wide range of herbs ranging from everything from milk thistle to red raspberry leaves to roots to things that are completely grounded down to powders like maca. And you can order everything on there, and I will leave them down in the description box below. Well, one of the last questions that I received from Instagram was, how much do I know what to use, or how do I know what recipe is good for me? Well, I actually had a healer who was the one who introduced me to herbs back when I was like 21. And he was the one who actually told me how much to use for my body weight, my type. Also, like, doing a lot of research about me as a person, and he was the one who told me how much to use. So I have notes on that, and I kept that with me, especially as I've grown. But then also just Googling some things like natural recipes that I found online, and then just tweaking them to my own body type and things like that. Because like sometimes when you follow the recipes online, it's great and it helps for like basic knowledge, and then you can add a little bit more herbs or add different things as you do your research and learn more about your body, what effects that these herbs have on you. So for me, it's just been a process of keeping myself as knowledgeable as I can about the things that I'm looking to use, and then keeping that knowledge in practice of myself before I render that knowledge or advice to someone else. Okay guys, so that's the end of this video. I am so excited to be starting this journey with you guys, and like I said, this will not be the last. If you guys love this video, go ahead and like it and share it with a partner, a friend, or a family member. And then also, I want to know down in the description box below if you guys are into herbs, if this is something that you're into, and also some of the things that you guys want to know too, because I want to do as much research as I possibly can. I am going to do as much research as I possibly can, but I would love to know from your point of view, like some of the things that you guys have learned about herbs, or some of the things that you guys are looking to learn, because you know, there's just so much out there, and sharing is caring, and of course knowledge is power. So anyway guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace and light. Bye.